Hi, I'm Tiffany Brooks. I'm a third year in the Biomedical Sciences Academy and a second year in the Thomas More Gemini Academy. My typical day here at the Academy starts off with an early morning biomedical sciences course. This course, my last semester, consisted of medical interventions, and this semester is biomedical innovations. Both courses are designed to be year-long, but because some students only had their senior year left, we just picked up the pace, and because of this, students were hand-selected for it. I'm lucky enough to be one of those students, and every day I get to learn various things about my career that I'm going into. We just recently redesigned hospital rooms so that they would be more efficient. We've also learned how to take blood pressure, various other vitals, so that's been really helpful. After that, I go to various college courses. Last semester I took English 101, History 101, and Calculus on Thomas More's campus. And then this semester on this campus I'm only taking history, and then I'll be taking English and statistics and a political science course online. So by the end of this year I'll have 31 college credit hours. After that I go to senior academic seminar, which is basically just a transitional class to help us get used to a college environment instead of used to the academy environment. And I end my day off with an internship at St. Elizabeth Hospital in Florence. I'm here at my internship at St. Elizabeth Hospital in Florence on my speech therapy rotation, and behind me is where patients usually get barium swallows done to test if they're able to swallow properly. And we have various mixtures of barium here that we have to set up before a test. This is thin liquid and this is nectar thick. So the thin liquid is just basically like any drink, like a coffee, but if you can tell that a patient's having trouble with that based on their x-rays, then we'll switch them to nectar thick, which is just a thicker version, and it'll make it easier for them to swallow, harder for them to aspirate or choke. So basically what we do when we come in here is we just pour some of the liquid into each container, and we can use this for all of our tests. The patient will be told to swallow it, and we'll x-ray their throat to make sure everything goes down correctly, and then recommend a diet for them. So whether they need thickened liquids, like I said before, or they have to eat a specific way, so tilting your head to the left or tilting your chin down, just to help with all of those difficulties. The Academies has allowed me to do multiple research projects. My sophomore year, I used a real-time PCR machine and was able to look at the differences in DNA between generic and organic foods. My junior year, I looked at seasonal affective depression and mainly looked at that in mice so that I could compare the info that we have on how that affects humans to what I found in the mice. And then this year, I'm working alone, and through the help of the speech pathologist at St. Elizabeth Hospital, I'm able to study aphasia. So I met a patient through working with her who has aphasia due to a stroke, and I'm studying this patient in order to find out which specific cues and techniques help improve the speech better. I'm going to do gel electrophoresis, which is a big part of my project from sophomore year. The gel was already pre-made in here, so that's really nice. Basically, you just put a tip on your pipette, and then you want to push this down only one time, stick it in, and get some of the liquid up. Make sure that the tip doesn't touch anything after you've gotten your liquid in it. And there's little wells in here, so you have to kind of guide your tip into the well and then just push all the way down. And then basically once you have all your samples in, you can attach it to this. You want to make sure that your red and your black are connected, so red goes with red and black goes with black. Make sure it's pressed down nice and firm. And then just turn it on. And it runs. And basically, after a while of running, your samples that you put in will just kind of run down and leave bands. And these bands will tell you how all of the samples compare to each other. This was really helpful when I was doing my project sophomore year because I was able to compare the DNA in the genetic foods and the organic foods. After I leave the academies, I plan on attending Vanderbilt University and then moving on to med school and becoming a pediatrician. I either want to do pediatric neurology or pediatric cardiology.